Yo, I swear I'm not crazy. Come here, look at all this evidence. The game theory. It's so beautiful, there's so much of it. You can't be believing, right? It's impossible. There's so much of it. No, I swear. I'm not crazy. No! It's the game theory. It's like Hello Internet, welcome to Not Game Theory. Today we are going to be discussing MatPat's ideal animatronic based on his smash or pass from 2 months ago. Now at the time of this recording, Matt has, he has not finished yet, but he has one game theory, one film theory, I believe one foot theory, and I think about 2 style theories left. Regardless, at the time of this upload, though, it should be March 6th, which would be exactly 2 years after he released his Smash or Pass ideal for Markipliers. So that was a good game theory episode. This time we will be doing the same thing with MatPat's. And MatPat he has some interesting numbers that we have to check out. First, there are 44 smashes, including Judge Hutcherson, which we all know is the best one. So he goes at the very tippy top over here in the smash category. Out of those 44, we will be discussing specifically which are the best attributes regarding his preferences, which ones he preferred, which ones he disliked, and out of the 144 passes, about 14 of these he showed some kind of interest in, not specifically platonic. These are either characters that he passed upon, or he said he was interested in, or said that they would be psychotic if he did smash. Which means these are characters, these specific 2 rows are characters that he did show interest in. I have categorized these based on different sections. For example, these are Foxies, these are Freddies, these are Chicas, these are Bonnies and Springtraps, which all Bonnies. These are all humanoid characters, these are miscellaneous. So, and here is Candy Cadet, which he says he regrets, leaning more into the past side. So, with 44 smashes, 58 interests, 143 passes total, including the road buddies, we will start discussing the numbers. Now, getting into dissecting them, the characteristics that he dislikes happen to be very interesting because there are some characters here that we see that we also see over here. For example, he clearly has a like for Foxy. We actually see a 27.59% interest in Foxy more than any other one. We see in humanoid characters a 24.14% interest. We see an 18.96% interest in Freddy, 12% interest in Chica, and an 8.62% interest in Bonnie. Now, when it comes to these ones that he dislikes the least, the most, so Bonnie, Chica, Freddy, what are the things that he clearly likes about these characters that make them smashable? Before we get into those, though, let's go a little bit more deep into the humanoid characters, which are specifically, they're very interesting because these are humanoid characters he has specifically said in the past. Over here, we have some different categories. We have the road trip buddies. We have the ones that he almost smashed. We have the normal dislikes, and we have the hard passes, and we have the I'm terrified. So of course there are 143, so not all of them got into this section. However, it's very interesting to note that the road trip buddies, they are specifically Freddy's more than anything. They are specifically Freddy's. There's also a Mr. Hippo here, but it just goes to show that he doesn't really enjoy makeup all too much, which is one of the dislikes. However, when it comes to what he's terrified of, there are two things here. First of all, there are humanoid characters, specifically chibis. He is terrified of basically humanoid animatronics, and he is terrified of anything that looks white. So when you combine the Bidybab and you combine the Happy Easter Bonnie, what do you get? You get Ballora, which he has specifically said he is absolutely terrified of.
Pass. It's terrifying. Ballora terrifies me.
This is extremely interesting because he did smash this Ballora and this Ballora, Arctic Ballora and Clockwork Ballora. What are the differences between these two and this one? Why is he so terrified of this one, but he smashes these? The difference, however, apart from them not being white, is, that sounds so weird, apart from them not being white, is the fact that they glow. He actually shows a 29.31% interest in any glow in neon characteristics, specifically in the skin or anything. He also dislikes anything that is very well-rounded, anything that isn't slim, anything that isn't sharp. So we get to see that in the Mangles and the Foxies, where some of the ones like the Kirkland Foxy are more rounded. So he dislikes that as opposed to the regular ones. He also dislikes anything that is extremely withered. So we get to see that in the Nightmare Foxy, which he dislikes it. He says he's a little bit psychotic. He has some red glowing eyes. So while he does like the neon, he dislikes it when they have pupils that are red and glowy, which opposed to one of the characteristics that he really, really likes, and this one showed a significant interest. It's 34.48% on anything that's glowy dotted eyes. So we get to see that in Freddy over here, Arctic Freddy. We get to see it in most of the Foxies, which of course he likes. But we also get to see it in the humanoid characters, like Night Marion, and we get to see it in the Bonnies, like Burn Trap, which he has shown specific distaste for Springtrap, but Burn Trap made it in because not only does he have white dotted eyes, as opposed to over here this Kirkland version of Springtrap, which by the way, not only is a Bonnie, he has red dotted eyes and he has a white painted face. All traits that MatPat clearly very much dislikes. However, when it comes to characters that have white dotted eyes and are black, Night Marion, Night Marionette security bots, the Phantoms, basically almost any Phantom. He goes outside of his way to say that the most smashable Freddy is Phantom Freddy, which by the way, the only thing that that's here is that he is dark, he's very black, and he has white dotted pupils. These two characteristics are essentially, apart from Foxy, the one thing that he likes the most, aside from laser tag and uniformed men.
Man in uniform, easy. Probably the easiest smash of the group. Which
he really, really likes. When it comes, again, back to the humanoid characters, and we specifically see it in, aside from this Flaming Endo, which is clearly neon, and he showed very big like for, he really likes it. And let's touch upon the security bot specifically, because here we get a security bot that's normal. He definitely passed on that. But the difference between that and the normal security bot, which has a cap, it's essentially the cap. And he has like a black vest. That is it. Literally, the only difference between this one and this one is the color. Night Marion looks freaky, but the thing is, he has those traits that he likes. He has the white dotted eyes. He has the black, withered, dirty aesthetic, as opposed to the more clean Kirkland and rounded version of it. He also really likes when things have accessories on it. For example, the difference between DJ Music Man, aside from the fact that he is very dirty, is and normal Music Man is the fact that not only is he clean, but he has these puppers, these beautiful things. Let's touch upon specifically the once again the dark figures. So he said he likes Bonnie, the glam rock Bonnie, but he looks very withered. Again, something he doesn't like, but he did consider it. So it's not that he dislikes Bonnie's, it's he really likes the dark features, which is why these made it in. These white dotted eyes, they're very black. They're very black. You see the Bonnies, which is the ones that he showed them the most reluctance in getting, because it's the animatronic he likes the least in an attraction way, as opposed to these ones, is the fact that they're dark. And we get to see that over here, which, by the way, it's a 39.65% when it comes to darkened and black characters. We see that with Lefty. We see that with a lot of the Freddys and a lot of the humanoid characters. He thinks he will see, he stares. He said specifically, he stares the puppet. He said he stares at the puppet. And the thing about it is he seems intrigued. He says he's intrigued. Puppet has a lot of colors, which is something that he doesn't like. He seems to like monotone colors, maybe 2 or 3 colors, maybe 2 colors. 3 and above he essentially dislikes. And the thing about it is he really likes caved eyes, black eyes, deep caving face. Anything that's actually essentially black, he likes. So he's interested in the Night Marion, but the marionette. I call him marionette, the puppet. But the thing is, white face, as opposed to, again, over here, which is definitely more black than any other color. Night Marionette makes it, he doesn't. He also likes teeth. He likes big, pointy teeth. But he doesn't like endos. So, of course, while something like Nightmare Mangle makes it in, something like the endo, Glamrock Endo, doesn't make it in. Glamrock Endo is an endo, and he has he has red dotted eyes, things he dislikes. So, let's go into the Freddys. And the thing about the Freddys is he says he shows some attraction.
I think there's definitely an attraction between the two of us. I think that there's a will they, won't they. But I think both of us are too scared to change what we have.
He shows some kind of like towards Golden Freddy. But he doesn't seem to have that same effect with Fredbear. What is the difference between these two is that Golden Freddy, has the darkened traits. He has the withered way. He has those white dotted eyes. Things that Fredbear doesn't have. Fredbear is a Freddy. And Freddys, unfortunately, don't make it quite in because, as we see with the Road Trip Buddies, with our Helpies, with our Dreadbears, with our Glamrock Freddys, they don't seem to make it in because Matt seems to have some sort of friendship with Freddy. He seems to see Freddy as that one friend that he can always count upon, which he definitely cannot do with Bonnie or any of the humanoids. He dislikes them. But you see the silhouette over here, this mask? He's masked the mask. And I'm just saying, MatPat, if you want to get, I mean... No, I'm kidding. But yeah, so we seem to have a lot of these traits. So what have we learned specifically? What have I mentioned? He seems to like Foxy. He seems to like glowing red parts. He seems to be liking darkened things and white dotted pupils. Not red dotted pupils, he dislikes that. He seems to like more black than white. And when you think about it like that, essentially anything neon, Foxy should make it in, which is what he said.
I think if I were to weigh this in real time, I would be a holographic Foxy with lore potential and who glows and appreciates laser tag.
But then you go into radioactive Foxy, which, aside from being the complete opposite of Funtime Foxy, who also didn't make it in, who, by the way, rounded features, white features, not very deep concave eyes, definitely not dark, and definitely not white dotted eyes. So Funtime Foxy doesn't make it in. However, you would think Radioactive Foxy would make it in. So why doesn't he make it in? What is so different about this Foxy, which by the way should be his ideal one, as opposed to all the other ones? What about these Foxies make it in that this one doesn't? And the thing is, again, it's that black aesthetic. What he seems to like about Foxy more than the other ones, aside from the fact that he has sharp features, is the fact that Foxy only has one eye for the most part. Whenever he doesn't, it's either whenever he does have that eye, it's either black or it's glowing. This one, his missing eye seems to stand out way too much, and also the radioactiveness, the glowiness, is way too much compared to the other ones. So we get to see with Little Red Hood Chica glowing but still dark. High Scores Chica glowing but still dark. These glow. They have neon, but they still have that dark aesthetic. So, cutting right back, if we were to take all these into account, the fact that he likes men in uniform, the fact that he likes laser tag, which by the way are not all that interesting, the fact that he seems to like Foxies, the fact that he seems to like that they glow, the fact that he doesn't want it to have too much things, as he said with the Mangle one, the Magician Mangle. He doesn't seem to like Freddy's all too much because he sees them as friends. He doesn't seem to like Bonnie at all, but, or Chica. But when he does, it's because they're either glowing or they're very dark with red, white pupils. So if we combine all of these things, we get this beautiful design that I made up. MatPat's ideal animatronic, and I hope you really like it. This beautiful man. And I put some work into this one. I grabbed everything, and if it turns out that you don't like it, let's just throw in there some good old laser tag, because if that doesn't make you like him, then I don't think there's anything that can make you like him. I want to thank you so much for watching, and I will see you on the flip side. But before we go, I think it's as good a time as any to take a moment to MatPat, if you are watching, I want to thank you, because you have been certainly an inspiration. Not specifically just to me, which you have, but to a lot of us. This has been an amazing 13 years of content. I have been there since, obviously not day one, but since the first year. And it's been very cool to see you grow, and I hope that you have a nice time with your essentially the new chapter of your life. I was actually going to start making theory videos, and the day that I sat down to do them, you quit. So it hasn't been discouraging. I feel, if anything, it shows what you have accomplished. And it certainly sets an expectation for theorists like us to rise up. But I think, as someone that was literally born on the day of you leaving, which, by the way, at the time of this recording is about a week away, I think we'll all miss you. You have been an amazing inspiration, and I really hope that that torch that you're giving us, it manages to do something, and we manage to do something with it. And that torch that you're passing on has ignited many, many flames in the hearts of many, many theorists. And I really hope that we can make you proud. And I hope that you're watching from that couch right next to Ash, maybe, hopefully, next to Steph, and that you can hear us say for one last time. And in my case, the first time. That's just a theory. A game theory. Thanks for watching.